Hello out there and welcome to my channel. My name is Milesy and today I want to talk about needleminders. And this actually came up last week on one of the streams and it started out with my floss and I'll show you guys that next week. But the reason I want to show you the needleminders today is because in about 2 hours at 2 p.m. Pacific time there will be a fundraiser live stream for Alex, who is the woman who makes my needleminders for me. And the reason that we're having a fundraiser for her is really complicated and convoluted, and unfortunately I can't give too much information about it because it is an ongoing legal issue, but she's raising funds for her legal defense for a lawsuit that really should not have even been allowed to go forward. The reason she's being sued should be criminal. I wish I could say more, but if you hop by the live stream in 2 hours, I will try to give a little bit more information. I'll see what I can give and tell you guys, but I would appreciate it if you guys would come over and check that out. So, since we're doing that today, I figured it would be fitting to go over my needleminders with you right now, and it's very difficult to keep them all separate over here in this giant pile because, oh boy, do I have a lot. And I'm actually going to start with the needleminders that I get from Alex, and she makes the shell for me and then I turn them into the needleminders by adding the magnets, so it's kind of a cool little joint venture that we have. And the first one is one that she sent. It's actually the store's logo, which I really like. I'm really into ravens as well, so I really like her logo there. And so that one's that. It's printed on gold paper or gold plastic, I'm not actually sure which. So, I don't know if the camera's really picking up that shimmer and shine too well, but that one is it's Portland Button Works. It's a local business. They're really cool over there. And then the ones that I have made with her, and how it works is I send her the design, and then she sends me back the shells, and I add the magnets. And it is, this one is this month's Patreon needleminder, which is a little sassy frog that says that's some very nice embroidery you have there. It's kind of a Minecraft reference if you're familiar with the creeper meme. And then this one is the cat hair adds texture. I just put it down, maybe you guys can see it better. There we go. And that's kind of one of the earlier ones, but I don't know, I really like it. I keep meaning to make a reverso for the dogs. So, you know, the dog hair adds texture, but I keep forgetting. This one, I think, is something that everyone can probably relate to right now. If this were a political party, I would probably vote for it. Let's be fair, I think a lot of us would right now, the way things are going. One of those ones that I think a lot of people can relate to is the Don't Talk to Me While I'm Counting. On some nice blue plaid. I like that one. And then we just have the regular goat logo with the needle and the embroidery floss and all that fun stuff. And then the last one from my collection is the big old knot that says fuck, and this one seems to be a favorite. I see a lot of people who have this one using it online. And they're all whacking together over here. And then I have a few that are just from the Portland Button Works catalog. There's this nice moon. I really like that one. My favorite sign in all of Portland, and I love that it's a button, and now it's a needleminder, is the bicyclist getting the front wheels stuck in the tracks and eating shit. My favorite one. This one gets a lot of comments whenever I use it. Just straight up chaotic neutral, the best kind of neutral. And then we just have the nice little Celtic knot. I forget the name for this particular knot, but that's that one. And those are all the buttons, needleminders that come from Portland Button Works. I have some other ones from another local company. This one is What If Creations. And some of you have probably seen the sticker during my live streams, but I have the escargot. I love it so much. There's also the chow mein, which I love. And then, how could I not, with The Permaid. Isn't she pretty? I love that one. And let's go with this one. I've got a lot of buttons from local companies. Although this one actually isn't a button. This was one of those enamel pins that I got at the zoo when they had this dinosaur exhibit, which was really cool. So there's that one. This is becoming one of my favorite ones, I think. I'm not usually a fan of these enamel pin ones, but I'm really liking this one. So it's just, yeah, dinosaurs. And I think it's a T-Rex. I don't know. I can't tell. The lines are all in gold, so it's really hard to see, but that one's cool. I got that one at the zoo years and years ago. And then another one from a local organization is a button I got from In Other Words that I turned into a Needleminder, which most of you, some of you actually, a good deal of you probably, I don't know, some of you probably know what this is, you just don't know it. If you've ever seen Portlandia, this is where they filmed the bookshop segments. So that is actually a real bookshop. It is not run by Candace and Tony, it's called In Other Words, but yeah, it's a neat little place. It's a feminist bookshop outreach organization, very cool place, very cool people. Mary actually used to do a lot of work with them. And then we'll go with this one right here. My favorite one is the little goat, which I've had this button for years, and I turned it into a Needleminder fairly recently. And I only recently, as in when the most recent season of Game of Thrones came out, realized that this is the House Stark logo with a goat head instead of the direwolf, which is stupid. I should have realized that, because I got this Needleminder from a fundraiser to save the Hauafelk goat farm in Iceland, which is where the majority of the Icelandic goat population lives. And it's an endangered species, but because it's also a domestic species, it doesn't count. So the farm was under risk of foreclosure, and because of Icelandic export laws, it was really difficult for them to make the money they needed to get the to keep the farm going. So they had this really big fundraiser, and part of what made the fundraiser go viral is because the goats from their farm are the goats that they use on Game of Thrones, which is why their logo became the House Stark sigil with a goat instead of a direwolf, and I can't believe I didn't notice that until very recently. So that's my favorite one. I thought I lost this one in Portland back in October, and I was just so sick and sad because I love this one so much. And then I found it stuck to my suitcase, and that was the happiest day in a very long time. And then I have a couple of duplicates of my other ones. I don't know why I have two of these, aside from the fact that they are the Needleminders that I make, so they probably just got made by accident or something, I don't know, but these are the ones that I have duplicates of, which they might become gifts to someone else, I don't know, they're there. Keeps getting stuck on everything. This is one. I have literally no idea where this one came from. But it says game over and I like it. So, that's that one. And then I have some Marvel ones. Marvel and then one Vertigo. But I have Thor, which is the only Needleminder that I have that was already a Needleminder when I purchased it. All of my other minders are ones that I have made with buttons and pins and things, but I have Thor. He's kind of rocking out there with his hammer. And then I have got the comic book version of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is the Strategic Hazard Intervention, I can't read that, Espionage Logistics Division. I can see why they changed it for the movies, because that's even more of a mouthful than the movie version is. And then, which way do you go? It actually does have a direction. I have Deadpool. And then the Vertigo one that I have is the Comedian. Bit of a cliche one to have, but, you know, I like that one a lot. And then there's one last stack that I have up here. And these are ones that I went, we were just kind of tooling around out on Hawthorne. And we stopped into this little shop, and I just found this big bucket full of buttons, so I picked out a bunch that I liked. And that one is just nice and simple. Trying to get the glare off of it, but that's really difficult to do. I like that one, just what? And there is the, meh. Whoever does these ones. And I can't actually find information on these ones for some reason. Or if there is, there's like, they don't match from button to button. But there were a lot of cats in this one. They're in the box. And there was this one, the meh kitty. And then I got this one. I don't actually know what it is. I just know that it reminds me of a Yogscast meme, so that's what I got it. Because, you know, I kind of like secret fandom stuff like that sometimes. But yeah, it just kind of reminds me of the whole, I do like beans deal there. Which is something that probably nobody will get, but you know, I like that one. That's the only reason I bought that one. And then there's another kitty. Go away. I'm busy. Oh, so busy. But you know, I think we've all had those days. And then there were a lot of Portland ones in here. And I think some of these I actually got from a library. I don't think all of these came from Hawthorne. I could be mistaken. But there's this one with Portland, lots of rain, because that's Portland for you. And then we have the Oregon Bigfoot. Get that glare off of there. There he is. I like that one a lot. And then there's another kitty that just says, everything sucks. And that's another thing I think people can relate to. And then I had the like one, and then I saw the dislike one, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get both. Why not? Because, you know, sometimes you just really wish you could dislike something on the internet. And this is the one that gets a lot of comments whenever I'm using it as well. Just a funny little pug in a guitar, or with a guitar. I don't know. It's cute. I like it a lot. And then we have another Portland one. I believe that is the Fremont Bridge in front of Mount Hood. I think so. I don't know. I'm not well versed on the Portland bridges. I think that's what that is, though. And then we have the famous Portland deer from the sign that shows up pretty much everywhere. And then there are two more that are just a couple of random ones, which is just a slightly larger one that just says, yep. Yep. And then this one I got. And I bought it because I couldn't believe it was there with all of these other ones. But I found a button for the Allman Brothers Band and was like, well, holy shit, yes. So I bought a button for the Allman Brothers Band and I turned it into a Needleminder. So there we go. That is all of my Needleminders, all in one place. There's an awful lot of them. Seeing them all spread out like this is kind of funny. But there is one more that I don't have because I literally just put the order in about an hour ago that I will be sending out as donation rewards to anybody who donates to Alex's fundraiser. There will be another form in the description of the live stream that will be happening in a couple of hours where you can put in some information to show that you donated, and then I will send you a special Needleminder. But I'm kind of recording this in advance, mostly because I don't have internet right now. So I just wanted to kind of do that, to show you guys all of this, and to let you know about the stream today. But yeah, this is a lot of Needleminders, so for anybody that was curious about that, here they all are, a whole bunch of them. And I do actually use all of them, I like to cycle through them. So that is it for today. Please go check out the stream today. We will be going for as long as we can, raising money for Alex so that she can put all this nasty business behind her, because this is just ridiculous. And I wish I could say more. Hopefully, by the time the stream comes around, I will be able to say a little bit more. But like I said, I filmed this a little bit in advance, so things may change within the next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye!